Hello everyone and thank you for joining me. Well, today I am going back to the normal schedule and I will be having a look at the Hero 3801 fountain pen and hopefully we'll get some nice scribble with it. The fountain pen seems to be built pretty well. It is an all metal construction fountain pen as far as I can tell, and the finish for the amount I paid on, it is actually pretty good. As a quick reminder, I add all the information where I bought it from, how much I paid, and weight and dimension in the description. So have a look there if you are curious. Back to the fountain pen, my copy came in a black with gold accents version. I don't know if they have different colors. It has a pretty good clip, stiff, but just the right amount of stiffness and fairly springy. The cap clips into place over the section very secure and with a very satisfying click, and also posts pretty good. Not very deep, but fairly secure. For my hand, the fountain pen is well behaved and balanced. Unposted, it seems to be a little bit nib heavy, and posted, it's pretty much perfectly balanced. But for smaller hands, it can be a little bit long posted and as such, possibly to be top heavy. Personally, I almost probably enjoy it posted. There is a little bit of a leap from the section to the barrel and seems to be maybe a little bit sharp, not sharp enough to cut you, but sharp enough to fillet. Personally, however, I find it okay, it didn't really bother me, however, everyone might have their own preference on it. As an odd thing, the nib is semi-hooded. I do not know if you can remove it, the hood part. I can't tell if it's glued or screwed into place. I did not force that since I did not want it to break it, so I'll leave it as is for now. Might be difficult to clean if you put it inside the ink bottle to refill. I could also see the potential that ink could get trapped between the nib and the hood. Speaking of filling it up, it does come with a converter that works pretty nice and quite smooth. So let's try it out, let's ink it up and do a quick writing test with it. For today's ink, I will be using the Platinum Carbon Black. And because I do not have a lot of ink left in the bottle, I will be using the syringe to fill the converter, prime the feed, and then, well, refill it. No issues during the fill up. To my surprise, I managed to not make a mess of things like I did last time when I used this method. And thanks to the priming of the feed, the fountain pen started to write right away. The nib turned out to be quite wet on this paper and this ink on the normal side. And very smooth, well, very smooth for my taste at least. No noise as it glides over the page. Also, this nib feels more like a fine to medium rather than fine to me. The reverse is slightly scratchier, but not in a bad way, and I think I can use it, and by how wet it is on the normal side, I might actually have to do that, considering that I get a thicker line that I would like to have. Maybe it will be drier on the Fabriano paper that I try, I don't know, we shall see. So, in conclusion, the writing experience for me was actually pleasant. The nib is a little bit wider than I would like it for drawing, but I am starting to get used to that by now. Let's see how this fountain pen works for a longer period of time, and let's hope, like I said before, that we will be able to get an interesting scribble with it. Well, the scribble for today was actually quite simple. More simple than I was going to expect it to be. Very fluid and kind of in the style of the recent drawings that I've been doing. You know, like kind of a chicken scribbles that somehow you, well, work on them and eventually you build up form and some interesting shapes, basically. I started with no idea on what I actually wanted to do, kind of just put some lines together, lines and dots, or chicken scribbles as I like to call them, and I let it evolve from there. I turned out with something different and unique that I haven't done before, and I kind of like it. Well, it's unique, I guess, and that's why I like it. It's like a slender figure with a very long neck, a very round head, and some braided things. I don't know if this may be some sort of plant or plant-based monster or plant-based being, or is just some weird thing. Based on how it looks like, though, I tend to kind of put it in the plant-based being category. Very simple, very clean lines, at least, well, that's what I call clean lines. And it didn't really took me that long. I think I've done it in about just under 2 hours or something in there. And I really love the simplicity of it. I've been really enjoying this type of drawing lately. I don't know if my style is changing or maybe just my Scribble. It's evolving into something different. But I really enjoy this style a lot. And once I was done with the fondant, I actually decided to use a little bit of pencils as well, color pencils, and brought a little bit of orange and made the eyes green. I'm not sure if I did the eyes correct. I don't know, maybe I should have worked a little bit more on it. But I kind of like the orange shades that I brought in. It feels like it gives more life and more dimension to whatever this thing is. I don't even know what to call it. One interesting feature that he has like a hole in the chest. But not a hole because, well, it wasn't an accident. More like that's how it's built. And that long neck is quite interesting. The way I started, I was going with a line, and then I wasn't sure where to go with it, so I kind of drew a perpendicular line to that, and then I kind of started to round it off, and then somehow I end up continuing the line of the neck into one continuous fluid line that turns back towards the left of the page as it reaches the ground, or whatever you would call that, at least the bottom line. And then again, kind of evolved from there into whatever it is. I actually really enjoy using the fountain pen. It was quite pleasant to use. Didn't really have any issues with it. The ink flow was actually pretty good. I started drawing with it on reverse. I really liked the line on reverse. It was pretty much exactly what I was looking for. But I did use the normal side as well from time to time, just to darken more some parts of the shape, and hopefully, well, give it a little bit of dimension and not look too flat. And yeah, I liked it. I didn't use too much ink in it. I think I used maybe like a quarter of the converter, if even that. I didn't want to overwork the drawing, so I stopped whenever I felt that it was ready to stop, and then just brought in the pencil and brought in a little bit of life to it. So overall, I do like the fountain pen. It was really fun to use, and based on the experience that I had, I think it's a pretty decent fountain pen, and it's worth a second look at least. And considering that it's kind of inexpensive, well, at least relatively inexpensive, I don't think you can really go wrong with it. If you be something that you dislike about it, most probably will be the fact that the nib is semi-hooded. I kind of like that aspect. It gives a different visual effect to the fountain pen, and it makes that nib more integrated with the fountain pen, or at least it gives you that visual feeling. Now, obviously, this is not for everybody, and some people most probably will hate it or dislike it, especially if you don't like hooded nibs and you just want to see the actual nib. Again, I don't know how hard it will make it to actually replace the nib. I didn't try it, and I had no reason to. I like the nib the way it is, and it seems to be pretty well behaved. So yeah, a decent fountain pen from Hero. I definitely like it, definitely recommend it, and I hope you'll enjoy it as well if you decide to purchase it. With that said, well, I guess this is the end for me for today, at least my talking portion. Feel free to watch the rest of the time lapse if you enjoy what you're seeing. And hopefully I'll see you next week when I'll be bringing another fountain pen that it's actually more unique in its own way. It will be an unbranded fountain pen, or at least I don't know what brand that is, but it's very interesting and unique. I really like that fountain pen as well, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Wish you all the best and a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.